Hello, lad and ladettes. How did you enjoy football this week? You had fun? Good for you. I can't even hear you, but I'll pretend you did. Let's get on to the game. To my surprise, an actual showdown in LA. This game sure was fun. Puka Nakua is back and is already killing secondary with a patented 100-yard game. Stafford looked sharp and the Vikings looked rusty to all hell, taking a lot of penalties and not being aggressive enough on 4th down, and it would be their downfall. The Rams have life and the referees continue to frustrate the NFL. Why don't you call that a face mask? Whatever. The Rams pretty much had the game in the bag anyways. Alright. It's not like I didn't think it was possible, but I will say this game shouldn't have been close. There was like 4 dropped interceptions. Kyle Hamilton had the easiest one of his career and dropped it, and Rashad Bateman had butterfingers, but I'll be not salty anymore. Good for you, Cleveland. You and Jameis Winston, who should have been your starting QB since the start, won in a very good game for you. So good for you guys. Won't be salty. Your team rallied. The defense rallied. Good job. Certainly one of the most unique games of the week. The Lions laid a beat down on the Tennessee Titties in Detroit. And at one point, the Lions had more points than Jared Goff at passing yards. Not a big deal, right? It can happen sometimes in the first and second quarter. Only issue is the Lions had 42 points in the third quarter. What the hell? The Titans are cooked. Perhaps their coach is going to get fired as well. And the Lions continue to roll with another impressive win. Yeah, I got nothing, Colts fans. You guys had yet another close game with the Texans, where you were so close but just missed your opportunities to win. No thanks to Anthony Richardson. Richardson has the plays to wow and the plays to make you go, oh no. The Texans, on the other hand, were underwhelming but did just enough to win because they're facing a QB whom, if you told me was an alien wearing human skin trying to be an NFL quarterback, I would probably believe you. Diggs unfortunately went out with an injury, which is another blow to this Texans offense, but they continue to win. Shame the Colts though. They probably would have won if Flacco started. Man, oh man, the Jaguars continue their historic run of playing close games and then just losing at the last second. Reminds me of the Chargers with Phillip Rivers. Good days. The Packers played a very good game again, and Jordan Love still hears voices in his head to throw some devious balls.
Coward. We have a new world to conquer. You make me sick.
Leave me alone.
He unfortunately injured his balls, so he had to leave the game. But fortunately for the Packers, Malik Willis has been a solid-ass backup, and he went in there and got the job done for the Packers, just winning with the last-second field goal. Packers continued their streak of winning. The Falcons and the Bucs had another duel, but rather than going shot for shot, the Falcons took a secure lead late in the game and controlled most of the game as well. The Bucs tried their damnedest to come back. When your best receiving option is Cade Otton, there ain't much you can do. And that's what happened, and the Falcons just won. They were just too much for the Buccaneers to handle. The Buccaneers are going to get Mike Evans back in a few weeks, I believe, but still, these games are important because of the division, and they've already dropped 2 to the Falcons. These are big games that might bite them in the ass later in the season. And now the Falcons have a stranglehold on the NFC South. Well. Turns out the Bengals, when they do their turnaround thing mid-season, didn't work this year. It came to a grinding halt to the Eagles. Didn't see that coming. I'll be the first to admit I was wrong about the Eagles. They played a really good game, and I would say their best game of the year. They actually looked good and showed what their record actually was. Passing game was sharp, defense was holding it down, Barkley was doing his thing, and Hurts is back to his 1-yard touchdowns. The Eagles are back, unfortunately. The Bengals? Your defense sucks. The Jets are cooked. It's all cooked. The defense is hogwash. Rodgers ain't the same QB anymore. It's all over. Their record the last 2 years has been better with Zach Wilson at the same time it is right now. You can't even beat the terrible Patriots. And you know what? This game should have been close. If Drake May didn't get hurt, this game would have been over in the third quarter. The Patriots would have won by double digits. Jacoby Brissett still got the win, which is still embarrassing to this once great defense. It's over, Jets fans. I'm sorry. Joe Namath probably made a deal with the devil at this point. Tua's back and he's better than ever. Crazy how much better they are when he plays. But unfortunately for Tua and the Finns, they got to go through the juggernaut that is Kyler Murray and his Redbirds. The Cardinals have gotten better each and every week, and this week was a great win for them. The Dolphins, on the other hand, played good, but again, I don't know overall if they're a very good team. Tua being back definitely helps, and for God's sakes, Tua, be careful, geez. But no matter how you slice it, the Cardinals dug deeper than the Dolphins and pulled out a victory from the jaws of defeat. The Saints are also a team that is absolutely cooked this year and has no redeeming qualities for their team now because everything is terrible. It's all over. Derek Carr, his 1 week streak of being good is done, and Spencer Rattler is in, and he can't do a damn thing because he's a rookie and there's no one helping him. There's no one goddamn helping him on this goddamn team. And the Chargers are actually, they're an okay team. They're probably going to sneak in the playoffs. They're going to get bounced in the first round because their overall team is not the greatest. But, they do what they do. They run the ball. Justin Herbert's actually throwing. They're actually letting Herbert throw the ball, so good for them. But this team sucks. The Saints suck, not the Chargers. The Chargers are fine. Wow. So I don't know what to think of the Seahawks. They go on a 3-game losing streak, blow out Atlanta when they're hot, then they get their asses kicked by Buffalo at home. Give me a signal, Seattle. What is your team? Make it make sense at this point. You guys go in and play great, then you play like dog shit the next week. Come on now. The Bills, on the other hand, are clicking. This team is very good. This team is much better than they were the first 3 weeks, and they started out 3-0. Amari Cooper and that offense helps it tremendously because it opens up way more options for Josh Allen. Keenan Allen and Khalil Shakir are way more open when Amari Cooper's on the field. It sure helps having a premier number 1 receiver on your team. It does wonders for you. Now, the Seahawks. Find God. That's my solution. Find God. Well, the Raiders tried, I guess. The formula that Pierce had cooked up did not, in fact, work. What a shocker. Mahomes actually threw more TDs than interceptions for once, so good job, buddy. Good job. Kelsey popped off for the first time this season, looking like his true and prime self. And the Raiders look dead to all hell. And a Max Crosby trade is not all that far-fetched at this point. Considering they're 2-6, he may not want to stay because he wants to win. The big man could just be somewhere different in a week or two. Who the hell knows? It's random. Showdown in Maryland. Number 1 overall pick Caleb Williams versus number 2 overall pick Jaden Daniels. Both rookies have been impressive this season, both supporting winning records. The game starts off as a field goal fest with the Commies taking a 12-point lead by only just kicking the dang field goals. But the Bears eventually respond with a DeAndre Swift touchdown, evening the tide of the game. Then there is a back-and-forth defensive battle between the 2 orange teams, but the battle is won in the end by the Bears, as they take a late lead by getting a touchdown with 27 seconds left. The Commanders have 1 timeout left. They fail to get in field goal range, which means they got to go for a Hail Mary. Good try, good game, boys, but let's just see what happens.
And it's going to be getting longer by the second. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line, and the ball is caught! It's Noah Brown! Oh my goodness!
Oh my God, he did it! He is him! He is the Lisan Al-Gib! He is the Lisan Al-Gib! The tides have changed in Washington! We are living in the Jaden Daniels era. Oh my gosh, God loves Washington again. God damn it. 2 weeks off and you still can't get it done? Do you want to go see the gay Cowboys again? Because I sure as fuck don't. Whatever. The Cowboys were actually leading this game at 10-3 at one point, and were winning at halftime. But the Niners decided to stop trolling the Cowboys and actually play football, lighten up the Cowboys in the second half. Dak and garbage time is money, so anything can happen, but unfortunately that quote-unquote comeback that almost did was a mirage, because once they got the ball back down 6, they didn't gain a single yard. Dak almost threw a pick immediately in the first throw, and they instantly went 4-0. My goodness, I know there's injuries, but geez, this whole team is a mess. The defense sucks. Dak is reverting back to his 2022 season by throwing a shit ton of picks. Mike McCarthy also sucks. Jerry Jones is racist, and Zeke is trying his best to keep the offense on track. Golly, it's not looking good, and the Niners, on the other hand, are just that one fish from SpongeBob who has a bunch of casts on and is all injured. But other than that, they looked great in the second half. Steelers Giants. And the game was actually closer than I thought. I thought the Steelers were going to win and smack some tails around. But, you know, the Giants actually had a decent offensive game plan. They got to the field goal range a lot. But unfortunately, the referees decided they're not allowed to score a touchdown against them for some reason. I don't know. You go ask them. You go ask the referees. I don't know what they were going to say. Tyron Tracy's a certified running back. And it's a good thing they got rookies like him and Malik Neighbors, because their future could look bright. Unfortunately, right now, their quarterback is Daniel Jones. He made a few decent throws, but overall, not good. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, made some pretty damn good throws and shut my dumb ass up because he played pretty well. Again, also, it's against the Giants. Keep that in mind. You faced the Jets last week too. Keep that in mind. But still, pretty good. The Steelers won, and they're currently 6-2 leading the division over my Baltimore Ravens, and that needs to change because I can't live in a world where Russell Wilson leads the Steelers to the NFC North title. I can't live in that world, everybody. You can't live in that world. And that is the week, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it because there was a lot of crazy stuff happening. There was action, there was drama, there was romance, there was horror, there was everything. You know, everything you had a week. This week was for you. Thank you for watching, and please enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.